Samantha carried the book and walked out of the library to her class. On her way, she saw Carlos hugging a blue-haired lady. She looked a little plump but cute. She wore huge round glasses, like a nerd. The girl was hugging him back and crying too. "The exam is about to start. Return to your class because if you lost it, you won't be allowed to write again." Samantha didn't think twice. She ran to her class and sat down. They had changed seats again, though it was still how it was. The seats were now far from each other's seats. She sat down on her seat. Her laptop was already on her table. She began to type and answer the questions. Of course it was easy because it was biology. She wrote it quickly and tapped the submit button. "She's done already." Wow! She might have cheated. Samantha ignored them and went for the next subject, chemistry. She answered all except 4 damn hard questions. In fact, to cut the story short, she answered all subjects, and she enjoyed physics the most. All thanks to Brian. Talking about Brian, he was done with his exams some minutes before. "Brian," Samantha said, waving at him, and he stopped to look back, giving Samantha the opportunity to catch up with him. "How was the exam?" Brian asked, ruffling her hair. "It was great, especially physics," Samantha smirked. "Glad to hear that." Brian smiled and wrapped his arms around her shoulders. Then they began to walk away. Of course, to the Quinn's mansion. They are done with their exams, just need to go for a short break and come back to graduate. At the Quinn's mansion, Samantha didn't waste any more time. Immediately, she reached their room. She fell on top of her bed, breathing hard. She was so damn tired and needed rest. Brian felt her temperature, and when he found out it was normal, he heaved a sigh of relief. Soon Samantha fell asleep, and Brian grabbed his phone. "Hello, Mr. Quinn. Come in and do your business." Brian ended the call, and an old man entered in before bringing out a large box. Immediately, the man opened it. The box contained smaller boxes in different shapes and colors. The man opened a purple box, and it exposed a diamond ring that was glittering brightly. "Mr. Quinn, check whether it fits her finger," the man said, and Brian took the box from him and placed it back inside the box. Then he brought out a red box. "This one fits her finger." Brian opened the box and closed it back. "Take the remaining back," Brian added, and the man stared at him, surprised. Brian's supposed to try the rings on her finger because he might choose in the one that is either too big or too tight. To avoid Brian's anger in the hot afternoon, he packed the box and walked away. Brian opened his wardrobe that had a password. The password was Mantha, keep it a secret. He placed the box inside and locked it before using his hands to tuck her hair beside her ears. At Adrian's mansion, Adrian burst into laughter, seeing the way Brian was gritting his teeth in frustration. "So after years of being a playboy, you don't know how to propose to a girl," Andy muttered, trying to hold in his laughter. "You think it's funny, huh?" Brian said and cleared his throat, getting down on his right knee. Then he brought out the box and opened it. You? Ha-ha!" Jeremy held his tummy as he fell on the floor, laughing hard. "You come and do yours, and if you fail..." Brian shoots him a death glare. "I don't want to die yet," Jeremy added as Andy laughed. "Let's Google it. How to propose marriage to a girl," Andy said, typing it on his phone. "Why are you so eager to marry her? You're too young. Enjoy life first," Andy added, and Brian glared at him before snatching the phone. "Because I love her and want to fulfill my pinky promise," Brian thought inwardly, and it brought a smile to his face. Step 1. Pick a suitable engagement ring. Step 2. Pick a date for the proposal. 出印. Step 3. Pick the proposal place. Step 4. Pick a suitable time. Step 5. Choose an appropriate outfit. Monikiski. Step 6. Tell her parents of your intentions. Tusu. Step 7. Come up with a credible backstory. "That's what Goggles gave me," Andy said. "And the credible backstory is?" Brian asked, and Andy tapped on his phone for a long time. "Found it," Jeremy said, and cleared his throat. "I can't imagine growing old with anyone else, nor do I want to. I know you're the only one I want to share the rest of my life with. The story of our love is only beginning. There are many ways to be happy in this life, but all I need is you," Jeremy said, and they awned at what they read. The people that founded Google need a hug from me, Adrian said. What's their name again? Andy said, and Brian knocked each of them on their head. Are you sure you didn't fail your exams? It was part of our questions. Google was founded on September 4, 1998 by Larry Page and Sergey Brin while they were PhD students at Stanford University in California. Brian said, all you need to do is to memorize it. Nothing is wrong with your memory, Jeremy said, and Brian nodded. Okay, I will try, Brian said, looking at the words. At the old hut, Nina walked to the roadside and stopped a car. Where to, ma'am? The airport. Nina answered, and he drove off. It was time to start afresh, to care about only herself and no one else. She was going back to New York away from Korea.